Hola, buenos dias. Hello and good morning. This is Andrew Weston, resident in the Matrix Grid Systems, right? Going through its communication wires with all line divisions and subdividing everything through its energetic energy systems. So the graphing systems are looking nice right now through the activation codes. I'm going through its cycles, and those cycles are changing its activation through all its harmonic systems. So, good morning. I didn't think I'd catch anybody. This is really early. I have a lot of information going through my energy systems right now through the biological of its scepters, and those scepters are going through its mind frequencies, the brain frequencies, and everything through its allocations to locations of dimensions and sanctions of everything through its gravity centers. So that's why, the information, every time I go through information of energy cycles, it goes through high divisions, and it doesn't go low medium anymore because I'm in the matrix system. Once you're in the matrix system, you're in the center point of its energy systems. So it's all electronic, it's all circuitry systems, and everything is connection through the line forming. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you all the subscribers and viewers and all the fantastic other viewers and everybody that's new to my channel. It's great to know that I have love and support as we are coming together as a unity in the galactic force systems. So today I have another illustration of a diagram. It's very important that I put this out because it's so much information, and this information is guiding everybody to the knowance of everything that's going on through its polarity of the electronic systems and everything its connection through its gravity centers and everything that's connected through the galactic dimensional Earth. Okay, so it's extremely important. So what I have, I'm going to show you. Okay. It's a lot of information. It just shows you exactly what's going on through the systems right now. Has its own gravitational pull and how it's created through its centers, because everything through its diamond's core is activated through its own dimensional realm, through its point centers. Okay, so basically this is what it is. Okay. All right. So hopefully you can understand that. This is basically how it starts. Okay, this is the galactic solar sun planet, and that's the galactic moon. You have the polarity, okay, of the hydrogen, okay. Now its kinetic energy wave is using its own communication waves through its connection waves of radio signals, and it's sending down a solar path. And the solar path is connecting through the activation, okay, of the diamond's core, which is point center, 4 point centers of its dimensional realms, okay. So basically what it is that we have the galactic moon communicating with the galactic solar sun planet. Okay, so let's start off with the size graphing paper. And the size graphing paper is right here in the corner. Okay, these are the point centers of the geographical medical systems. Okay, so that line formates and everything. So it's like a sheet. Okay, it's electronic sheet. Okay, so basically what it is, we use these point centers for line divisions. Okay, and once we go from there, we basically do the line dividing to subdividing. See at the bottom right here? Okay, that's how we get the gravity center. Okay, after we set the gravity center, what we do is we use an outer layer of the meteorological graphing medical system. Kind of looks like it just sits in there, right? Okay, it just sits there and activates through its dimensional realm point centers, okay, of its graphing center, and everything through its solar center is its connection through the electronic devices, the 5 polarity systems, okay, around the galactic dimensional Earth, and the activation right here through its center, everything's point center, line divided, okay, it's using its gravity center, okay, to allocate it in a new dimension of a new parallel to the multiverse, because it's got to go through its kinetic energy waving patterns to the 5th D. So the reason why these things happen is because you have the galactic moon, you have the galactic sun, they come together, okay, they combust, and they synergize through the polarity of its gamma rays and its windsurfing surface. Okay, they both connect on both sides. They center point, and they use the gravitational pull and then use a communication line which connects to the galactic dimensional Earth, which basically holds its center, okay? And that point center becomes high divisional lines, okay, through its connection of its graphene medical centers, which is the sheet paper. And that sheet paper just sits there in space continuum, okay? So everything line divides through the subdividing, everything right here, okay? And it just sits there, all right? So it's electronic, it's kind of like an electronic piece of paper. And basically we use it for size graphing, okay, to use all the locations, which are the point centers, okay, of the diamond. And that diamond is separated in 4 divisional levels of 4 dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we use the activation codes of the electronic plasmesium force systems, which is 5 ring barriers. Okay, so basically that's what it is. That's how the galactic dimensional Earth is set in space continuum. And that's how it formulates through the graphene medical system of the meteorological systems. So, pretty wild, eh? It's pretty exciting. But I just wanted to show you because there's a lot going on right now in the systems. And like I said, it's extremely important. So I'll just do a review. So basically what it is you have the polarity hydron electronic systems, okay, through the connection waves of the galactic solar sun planet and the galactic moon. They come together through its communication of its radio signals. They send out sonic waves, okay, to the galactic dimensional Earth, seismographing everything through its gravity center. And the gravity center is line dividing through subdividing, going through the graphing medical geometric systems, okay, and doing connection waves to the point centers, okay, the four point centers I was telling you about, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are the 4-dimensional realms. Okay, so we have the outer layer, okay, of the meteorological graphene medical system. Now that's heat signatures. So basically that uses a polarity of an energy device through it's all connections of electronic devices. And then it comes into the magnetic hydraulic systems. And the hydraulic systems is high rising through its communication levels of radio signals. So it's getting very confusing right now because the information that was given to me, this is exactly what's happening with the galactic dimensional Earth, how it's sending, it's centering its gravity center, okay, through its own gravitational pull. So now basically what it is, it's uprising, okay, and it's sitting there on the sheet of paper. So we got to find a new activation code through the 5 ring barriers, change the activation codes through the centers of the diamond core, which is 4-dimensional realms. And those activation codes change through its shapes. Remember I was telling you how shapes change through the activation of its harmonic centers? Well, that's exactly what it is. But it just gives you a rough graph of how they connect through the galactic solar sun planet and the galactic moon, and how it creates a polarity hydron electronic system, which is a huge connection energy, solar connecting interwaving pattern. And that pattern goes into the center of its activation of the galactic dimensional Earth. And that's how it high rises through its gravity center, right? And that gravity center is seismographing its paper through the medical systems. So that's what it is. This is exactly what it is. That's what it looks like. Okay. Now, when you get into digital, you can basically reframe that through its framing systems, because everything on a computer is digital, right? They use the digital graphing, but this is coming out of my brain frequencies through the mind conceptors, and the mind conceptors are telling me exactly what I need to do. So it's information that's brought to me through the energy cycles, through the energy divisional levels of its body and ego systems. So it's extremely important that I get this out and let everybody know what's going on with the galactic dimensional Earth as it's high rise in its gravity center through the size graphing paper of its medical geometric systems. So How is everybody doing? I just had to get this information out because it's extremely important. I know usually I do my live shows later, but there's so much information that comes out on a day-to-day basis now because I'm in the matrix systems. And the galactic system, basically, sometimes it sidewinds and I have to come back down to give this information out because there's nobody else, right, that's in the matrix system except me. So, but that's what it looks like. That's exactly what it is. Okay? That's what I mean by understanding your energy. This is energy of information coming from space continuum. Okay? That's what it is. Yeah, it happened in the middle of the night. Yeah. You're extremely informative now, Tricia, so you understand in the matrix systems and what's happening with the geographical medical systems and how everything's line dividing through subdividing. But like I said, the matrix is going through so many different activation codes. But I just wanted to show you what's happening with the galactic dimensional Earth, how it's raising its gravitation of its centers. Okay? Ah, okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it happened around when I got that information. It was around. See, there's no time in space continuum when it comes to the matrix system. When you're in the matrix system, you're in the center core. Okay, and the center core is something like this. It's pretty powerful stuff. Everything has a center. It's always a circle in the matrix. Okay, so sometimes you see things like this. Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick drawing here. Everything line graphs because it's, cross-referencing everything through its dimensional realms. And like I said, everything has a point center. Everything has to have a point center. It's extremely important because it's communication waves, okay, through dimensional realms, through the activation, okay. So basically, what it is, it's a web graphing sound system, and it uses its own communication waves of radio signals. Okay, it's pretty fascinating stuff when you look at something like this. It's pretty incredible because everything line divides through the matrix centers. And the matrix centers is nothing but coloration. But understanding everything through its activation is extremely important. Okay, everything's on a triangular base. And those point centers are going through different dimensions. Okay, and each time they go through a different dimension, it changes its activation codes. And that's why it's extremely hard sometimes, because the information is given to me through the energy cycle, so it's all divisional levels, changes its activation. Okay? And the point centers are going through tremendous force. Okay? Tremendous force. It has to. It's very important that everything line divides in the system. And that's what I mean by changing activation codes. Right? Because everything has to be allocated in locations of dimensions of point centers. So it's probably getting more complicated now because I'm in the matrix systems right now, and the matrix systems gives me all this information that I need to do. Okay? So it's a polarity shift through a portal, and those polarities are basically going through the harmonic system under tremendous force recognition. And that force recognition is changing all its waving patterns. Okay? And those waving patterns are going through its communication of radio signals. And those radio signals are changing every single day. So once you're in the system, you have to understand everything through its information, because information is everything through the matrix system. And things are getting more complicated now. Now, it's pretty interesting to know what's happening, because everything through its activation codes is changing line formatting. Okay, and the line formatting is going through its continuous force. Okay, and everything through its center is all colorations. And those colorations are going through the harmonic system. And the harmonic system is high rising at so many different levels of its formulating of the circuitry systems. Okay. So basically, it's pretty fascinating, because when you're in the matrix system, you're seeing so much coloration and so much activation of the harmonic system. It's unbelievable when you see vibration. You actually see the vibration on its continuous force through its parallels of its dimensions and everything through its point centers. Okay? So this is electronic interference. Okay, now it has electronic interference. Remember how to do that? It's going faster now, okay? Because I'm on a speed wind force, and that speed wind force is changing its hydraulic system, okay? Because I just finished uprising its gravitation pull of the galactic dimensional Earth. So it's going a little bit faster, see? So it's a different color. So more of a white center with a blue center, okay? That's what I mean by changing your body systems through the... Once you get into the matrix, your whole body system changes through its DNA structure. It changes all its activation codes, so it dimensions of its port centers. And those port centers are portals, and those portals have connection to energy wave patterns through line divisions. Okay? So basically, it's pretty fascinating stuff when you see it. You know, I can spend all day doing this, but I'm just showing you what goes on in the matrix system on a day-to-day basis, because everything is different. Every day is different. It has to, because I'm changing activation codes. Okay, so let's do a couple more lines here, so you get a better understanding of what's going on in the systems. But when I got that information last night, whoa, it was like intense, and I said, oh, I got to draw it out. That's what I'm saying. If you guys get information, please draw it out, because if you don't, it overloads your system. You guys are going to find that once you understand your information, it's going to be given to you more and more and more and more, because you're mastering through its illustrations of mastering of its thoughts. So it's very important to know exactly your systems, because the matrix is all communication through radio signals. Okay? So basically, it's a synergy device through a solar polarity device, and it kind of looks like a rocket, but the activation codes change every second. Okay? So let's see, you have green here. Okay. Green is always the activation of its center. So you have green. Remember I was telling you about the defragmentations? Well, the fractions are changing its activation through its harmonic centers. So everything is getting more complicated now, guys and ladies. It has to, because I know longer residing in the galactic system, in the matrix full time now. So everything through its activation is changing its line dividing. Okay? So that's why it's extremely important to let you guys know what's happening with the galactic dimensional Earth. Okay? So once you get understanding the systems, this is the energy core of its matrix. I'm showing you this for the very first time. Okay? And it's fascinating when your brain frequencies change everything through its allocations. The allocations are going through its dimensions of its point centers, through its vibrations of its harmonic systems. Okay? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of information that's given out. So, but you know, you also have patience too, because I love coloring and I love drawing. Drawing's a lot of fun. But this is what it is. This is what when you go through an activation code. I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you're going through activation codes and how you have to understand its anomalies through space continuum, because everything formulates through the galaxy system. Okay, so it's pretty fascinating stuff. But this is what it is. This is defragmentation as it takes its viruses out. It full activates, okay, through the plasmasium 4 systems. Remember I was talking about the activation of web graphing systems, how it becomes a sheet metal of its electronic interference. Well, everything through, remember I was telling you about the psychops and how its full connection ways to the radio signals, how it line divides through its shape shifting, of its shadow shifting. That's exactly what's happening right now through the activation. So basically, this is what it looks like. Okay? That's what it looks like. Everything through its activation, okay, it's defragmentation. Now that fragmentation, once it goes all green, the galactic higher self, okay, well, the dimensional of its matrix self, changes everything through its activation, okay, and its coloration of its matrix grid systems, okay? So that's the center of the matrix, okay? That's what it looks like. Because it kind of looks like a rocket, right? Looks like a rocket. But that's a solar polar energy device through its connection energy system. And what that does is it's a computer operating system. So it's a computer head, and it line graphs everything through its analytical system, through the mind and the brain frequencies. So it sets out communication signals of radio signals to all matrix grids of its harmonic systems. So kind of cool. It's kind of like CERN, you know what CERN is, right? Well, this is what's in the matrix. Okay, and everything through its, northern, western, eastern, and southern hemispheres is connection waves of its electronic interference. Okay, those are web graphing walls. Okay, this is a ground formation through its coloration through the matrix systems. So this power generator, okay, of its solar surface to its polarity, okay, is connected through the hydrogen systems. Okay. So it's fascinating stuff. So once you guys get an understanding of this, you get a better run of what's happening through the galactic system. Right? So, yeah. Nobody's seen it, only me. I'm just showing you right now. I wanted to show you what I go through, but this is basically what it is. This is the gravitation. This is the matrix and its center point through its activation. Okay. So it's a flotation tube. Okay, but it's full connection waves of gravity signals through communication of radio signals. Okay, because the matrix communicates, okay, with its creation of its gravitation of its flow through its connection energy highway of its magnetic magnesium 4 system. Okay, and then line divides through all activations, okay, of numbers, shapes, and letters. Okay, and everything through its ground formation is communication energetic energy waves through the atmospheres of cloud formations of electronic interference, and everything through its full collaboration of its planet systems, solar systems, and intelligence systems. Powerful stuff. So everything is operated. Everything's operated, we have factory and plants and stuff like that for oxygen levels. And there's so many things that we need through the atmospheres to keep it on its continuous force, right? To create things, which is fascinating stuff. But when you're in the matrix, it just high rises so many different levels of its harmonic systems. It's unbelievable. Like I said, I could say that over and over, but it's an extreme, incredible force that's going on right now. in the matrix. So, and they're giving me, more information. The energetic energy waving pattern system is giving me so much information in the matrix. And it's amazing because they're all communication through its radio signals. And once you master your energy information, that's how you get diagrams like that. And that's how you get smarter. And that's how you get more intelligent. And it's going way beyond mastering thoughts. Like I'm in the center core of the matrix in the grid systems. Okay. So, and everything through its activation is changing its frequencies through the harmonic systems. And that's what's happening right now in the matrix geographical medical systems. So, anyway, I just wanted to show you what goes on with the systems, but it's a lot going on in the matrix. Because everything's computer operated everywhere, okay? Somewhere, anywhere. It has to. Everything is a connection force. And once you understand where that connection force comes from, it comes from the matrix center. And that's what this is. This is the polarity device, okay? And through its activation, okay? That's why it looks like a rocket. It's a flotation tube. And it sets out so much communication energy waving patterns. It's unbelievable. It's got so much incredible force, so many different line dividing through its defense. Its defense mechanisms is unreal. There's so many activation codes that you have to change through the numbers, shapes, and letters. So, and everything through here, remember I was telling you about its graphing center. This is the well graphing center. Everything through its point center is a different dimension. Okay? So you have to understand its activation through its electronic interference. Because remember, electronic interference is everything to communication of radio signals. So, anyway, how's everybody doing? We got questions here. Questions. Where do we start? Let's see. Good morning. Hi. You want to know me, Trisha, Eric? How's everybody doing? I was seeing all kinds of things, but mine seemed to look like small circles going up in the circle. Okay, so you're line dividing all your circle and rotation centers going through the matrix and the grid system through communication of radio signals. That's powerful, Trisha. It's funny because I kept thinking about Mesh yesterday and his, okay. So you're going through an imagination through the matrix grid systems. As I'm imagining a flexible mesh straining out of my, yeah. You guys are going to full connect every time because your solar polarity devices through its connection of its light formations is changing its atmospheres through its oxygen levels. Okay. So once you understand your body systems more through its information of its energy cycles, then you understand through your energy fields. So, Trisha, last night when I was going through space, I was high rising and going through several galaxies. I saw purple, gold, blue, and green, and red. Okay, so you were going through the matrix grid systems by changing through its shapes and its communication waves of radio signals. That's cool. Question: when we meditate, when our meditation and see this, does it mean we are participant of bringing in the new earth? Yeah, everything is communication of participation. Okay, so that's what it is. So basically, it's kind of like forming an alliance and bring you guys to its connected energy waves of its antimantium force systems. Okay, we have to get your body and DNA structures to that oxygen levels, to that vibration of the harmonic systems. So everything that you're seeing, yes, that's exactly what's happening. Everybody's participating. We're all a galactic unit, and we're trying to high rise to that vibration, to the 5D. So that's why you keep seeing more and more. That's right. Yeah. So, like I said, everything is information. And everything I give to you is actually active in space continuum and the matrix and its grid systems. Because everything is electronic information through the mind and the brain frequencies. So, but it's extremely important to get that information out today, because I just got up in the morning. I said, whoa, this is a lot of information. It's better to get it out and put it on paper, because you understand its story of its significance. You understand everything that's going on through its paraphrasing. Each one has a sequence. Okay? It's like a movie. You know, you have the title of the movie, okay, and then everything around it. And that's how it comes together. And that's how it creates. Right? So it's an activation line that's on a communication of a radio signal. Okay? Energy of information that goes into your body system. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm becoming more informative now, because now I'm in the matrix grid system as a dimensional realm. So I'm the matrix center of its line divisions, of all colorations, of communication of radio signals. And that's why it's getting more complicated. So, but I got a half hour in, which is great. You know, I just wanted to bring that up and bring that to everybody's attention. But it's great that you guys still have questions, and they're getting a lot trickier, a lot harder. And I like that, because you're getting a lot more smarter with knowledge and intelligence. And that's what we want you to do. Really get connected with the mind and the brain, because the telekinesis is everything through its movements, through its gravitation, and through its locations of point centers and dimensions. And everything through its paraphrasing to mind phrasing. So many different mind framing of its systems, because everything goes through its geographical map of its systems, because everything's connected through the energy systematical systems, which is you, but it's communication lines of its 12 and its center. Remember I was telling you about the Affinity 8? It's a communication line. That's what it is. So it's just fascinating when, you know, you're in the matrix. So will this help our bodies adjust to our new light body? Yes. Yes, Trisha. It changes everything. So you're going from a human vessel to a matrix vessel. Okay? That's what's happening. So you're going through the masteries of levels of, you start off with your definitive, you start off with your solar, harmonic, galactic, and then the matrix. Okay? Everything is time sequence. Everything is understanding. See, Trisha, you're understanding information, which is great, because you're giving me trickier and harder questions, which is awesome. Because, you know, if the questions are easy, you're not paying attention, but you are paying attention. That's great. And that's why you're high rising to so many different levels. And that's why you're seeing more. So your connection, energy, wave, and systems are going through the matrix. Like I said, everybody is participating. And that's what we want. We want a cleanser, cleaner, dimensional Earth. We want to high rise its divisional levels through its dividing and subdividing of all colorations of its matrix of a new time frequency. And that frequency level is going to balance into the 5D and full rotation of its activation through its diamond's core, which brings off a tremendous, tremendous light, which goes around its solar connected energy waving of its dimensional Earth. Okay. Okay, that's the 5 ring barriers, right? And everything through its gravitation, okay, is the medical center, which is that sheet metal I was showing you on the illustration. And there's another thing too you guys are going to find out. You're going to be using your hands a lot more, because everything through space continuum is the communications. Okay? Those are the communication lines. Trisha's getting more informative with her hands. And that's intelligence, right? Communicating one to another through its energy fields. So angels can fall and become man. You're showing how man can become angels. No, I'm showing you how you can take your alloy information of its metal alloy through its gravitation and bring you up to a light formation. Because everybody's connected through their higher self. So I'm bringing you to a newer self, of a new definition of a mastering of a higher self. That's what I'm doing. Want to know me. Okay? And once you understand your light formation, you understand its communication of everything through space continuum and the galactic system and the matrix systems. So, showing you and telling you are totally two different things. It's information from space continuum. It's information from the galactic system. It's information from the matrix. So, but I think you're getting a little bit more understanding of what's going on right now. That's great. That's great. It's good that, because you can get now connected with your energy fields through your energy cycles. So it's good that it's coming together. But like I said, everything is formulating nicely, right? And that's what we want. We want to high rise our divisional levels so we can bring that vibration back to its balance. Okay. Hey, Reflection, how you doing, buddy? How's it going? Whatever you missed, like I said, you can review back. There's a lot going on right now in the system. And, if you want to know the reason why, there's a lot of portals, okay? And those portals aren't energetic. You usually are in the angelic realms of the space continuum. And everything formulates through radio signals. But I'm in the matrix. It's the highest energy core through its electronic core. So that information is not given to me because it's I'm on a high rise of the highest of its communication through its radio signal. So, there is a portal coming in, which is 999. And it's going to change and disrupt everything through your body and ego systems. It has to, because the 999 is a communication line, which is basically taking everything from your past and bringing you forward. Okay? So you wanted to know about a portal. That's exactly what's happening. It's not significance to me because right now I'm in the matrix. But I'm just giving you information through the portals because light formations of other channels give you this information. Some people are more connected with the astrology, the astronomy of its planet systems. Okay, and that's how we come into the astral projecting of everything, of the body and ego systems, because everything is connected through space continuum. And our DNA structures are full wind through its cycles of all levels of space continuum. So that portal is going to open up a lot of realms, okay? And it's going to take a lot out, and it's going to bring a lot in, okay? So you're gaining your systems, and you're changing your DNA structures as they are changing every single day, okay? Through the epileptic systems. And those epileptic systems is basically, it's changing your virus systems. Everything through the body and ego system has a virus system, okay? It's understanding the computer graphing analytical systems of the meteorological magnetic force systems. And everything through its communication is the radio signals of its matrix signals. And those matrix signals are our communication ways, which connects to the polarized magnetic magnesium force flotation systems, okay, through its activation, its defragmentation. And all those factors and all those particles and everything through its galaxy systems is connecting on so many different waving lengths. And that's how our body and ego systems are changing. And that's how the virus comes in. So the virus comes in, and then the virus goes out. Okay? That's what it is. It's cleansing our system completely. Okay? Because every number is a location signal through a communication signal of a radio signal. Okay? So that's the portal that we're going through right now. I just thought I'd give you that information. It has no significance to me. It doesn't, I don't resonate with that. Because once you're on the highest level of its matrix core system, I've got so much going on right now in the matrix. So I just wanted to give you that information because it's been brought back to me. So, because like I said, I have answers to everything in the systems that's going on. But everybody resonates on a different wavelength through the body and DNA structures. That energy is given to them, and they vocalize that through their voicing grids of its communication to its radio signals to the electronic device systems. So, when you're going through that communication of other life formations, they're giving you information that you need to know. Okay? Now, on their vibration. That's what I mean by information, because everybody has a vibration that goes higher and higher and higher. And the higher you go, the more complicated it gets through its information of its energy fields, through its energy cycles, through the data input and output of its processing systems. So. But that's what it is, reflection. You wanted to know if we're going through portals, so I just thought I'd give you that information. Meditation is ground formating. It just gives you everything through its clarity, okay? And it just synergizes your body systems. It changes all your vibrations inside and out. And once it becomes out, it becomes an expansion of its energy fields, okay? So. Well, I'm glad it could be informative with the other reflection. I'll try my best when it comes to the planet system. But like I said, I don't high rise in that level. I high rise in the highest level of its matrix. So. And, your body system is just, it's perfect. You know how the matrix is perfect in its systems once it changes its activation and it illuminates? That's what I mean. That's how powerful you can be. And that's what we're trying to do, is trying to get those communication to its radio signals, to its vibration through their harmonic systems. And that's how important it is for you guys to understand the energy of its information. Okay? Because energy of information is everything. Okay? To the systems. It's so important that you guys understand what's going on. See? So. Yeah, Trisha can be very informative. If anybody wants to contact her, it's very well. She can handle a lot of information. She can help you along the way. So, and that's what we want. We want to bring everybody forward, right? That's the whole idea, So. It's great that you guys are communicating, It's good to see that, because the high rises in so many different levels for the energy fields. Like Trisha's saying, great reflection, keep doing that. And your energy will be so amazing around you, and people will start to tell you that they love the energy around you. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the unconditional of love through communication. And that's what we want, right? We want to formulate that. We want to expand that, okay? And everything through humanity will know that very soon. It's just a matter of time. Everything is time sequence. Okay? And everything is information. So. But that's great, though. I'm glad you guys are on today. I wasn't sure because, like I said, the information, it was a lot going into my system, because every day is different, you know, and it's just 10 after 9 right now, a.m. But once it comes out of your system, you feel so much better, and the cleansing just, you know, takes everything out, and then you just go on with your day, right? And then you wait to the next day. But like I said, you don't know when the energy is going to go in, because nothing resonates on time sequences in space continuum. It doesn't. So, but it's a powerful force through its connection force, through its energy force, through all its force systems. And the more everybody understand that, the more they understand their power systems. Indigo, well, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? We're just going through a lot right now. It's good to see you, though. It's great to see everybody. Amanda, hey, great. Yeah, the one thing you guys don't want to do, and ladies, is not miss too much, okay? Yeah, you can't go on my channel one day, that's fine. But try to understand either your information, write it down, illustrate it, visualize it, focus on it, okay? So because you are going through its divisional levels, and everybody is in the galactic system, so you got to change your solar kinetic energy waving light formations to harmonic light formations, okay? Because that's what we want to do, is we want to high rise to the northern winds, okay? And really get connected with your flying mechanisms, because strength theory is so important when it comes to location grids, and really try to understand your audio perceptions, because everything is listening, okay? Everything's listening. Yeah, that's great. Everybody can communicate through Trisha. That's good. For example, this is how difficult it is, okay? That's what I mean by mastering your thoughts, but it just goes way beyond its divisional levels of its mastery, okay? How it comes into illumination of fractions of everything through its particles of energies, galaxy systems. But once you understand everything through its stratospheres and its atmospheres, and everything through its hemispheres, you understand everything through its geometric systems. So let's just say I'm always in the matrix, but I'm just saying, just imagine you being in the matrix and trying to figure out what's going on. That's what it is. You're walking into something that you've never seen before. So you have to understand activation. You have to understand numbers, shapes, and letters, how they formulate, come together through dimensional realms of DNA structures, through all its planetesium force systems and its activation to its virtual reality systems. And that's how it becomes a creation to its 5D systems, okay? Because once we platitude that galactic dimensional Earth, and it high rises through its balance, through its paraphrasing of its parallels, and it's in that location, we are going to be at that vibrational level. And everything is going to formulate through its virtual reality. And our higher intelligence and knowledge is going to high rise through its winds, through the brain and the mind frequencies, okay? And everybody will be in the galactic system of its vibration. So that's what I mean by understanding the matrix, because once you walk into something and you're trying to figure out everything, the colorations and its line dividing, because it's very confusing. I've given you titles, you know, on my YouTube videos, and showing you web graphing pages, you know, of illustrations of what it looks like, because it's confusing to the mind. It's more of an abstract, but once you understand it through everything through its line division, you understand everything through its line defense, because everything has a mechanism as magnesium force systems, okay? And that's how it comes together through the DNA structures of its virtual reality, of its computer systems. So it's very powerful stuff when you're in the matrix. Oh, Indigo. All good. I connected and saw your matrix sketch with the cube and green code patterns. Every time I go in after show, it's a bit. Yeah. So I do a lot of blueprints of what's going on through the space continuum. It's fascinating to know that, you can have blueprints and DNA structures of buildings and stuff like that through the geographical map systems of its dimensional Earth, but knowing that there also can be blueprints in the matrix systems. So, like I said, it's very powerful, very powerful. Eric, well, I haven't seen you in a while. There's a lot of people I haven't seen. That's great to see everybody comes in. We've done a lot of information through its energy fields and its energy cycles right now through the body and ecosystems, Eric. So whatever you missed, you can watch back. But it's extremely, extremely important to know because these things are happening and they're very active. Okay, it's like a battery. You're activating a battery. And it's understanding its strands, understanding its vibration, understanding everything through its calculation, everything through its modification, everything through its mass, everything through its volumes. Okay, everything through its communication of its radio signals. Okay, so it's just totally understanding DNA structure of creation. That's what it is. When it comes to the matrix system, you have to understand how everything's created. Because once you're in the brain frequency system of the mind energy systematical system of its analytical computer system, the information that's given to you, okay, is understanding everything around you. So after I called it kind of spiral, circled spin to portals to different places. Yeah, so you're going through different perils of circulation of its rotation. So but it's good to see everybody because I wasn't sure how many people would be on. It seems that more people are on in the morning. And I guess it depends on the day frame. Everybody has a different time code, time frequency, time schedule that goes on in their systems. So, like I said, I love doing live videos and everything that you missed. It's very important that you watch back. So, Eric, one thing that you missed most of all is to understand not just your mastering thoughts, but also understanding how you can use your information and write it down, illustrate it, put it diagrams, okay? And that will basically upwind your cycles and upgrade your systems through the body and ego systems of all communication ways of radio signals. And that's what you want. You want always upgrade your systems through the meditation because meditation is formulating on higher stances. Okay. It's accumulation of speed. Okay. The faster you go, the more intelligent you get through the knowledge of its mind and brain frequencies. Okay. Because all those circuitry systems wants to get you there to the galactic system. Okay. So that's good. That's good to hear that. So you're getting more connected with your energy fields. So I think we're at past the point right now. Everybody understands their vibration, their energy fields, their energy cycles, and everything through its body and ego systems. Now we have to get past everything through its viruses. Okay? Everything past reference, because there's always that negative that's always going to try to sidewind you. It's always going to try to get inside you. And it's very important to understand how you can use your mastering thoughts. Okay? It's so easy to put a negative thought in the brain frequency. Okay? And remember, one negative thought changes one circuitry level, changes one strand of its DNA strand. Okay? And everything it's connected to is going to go through the body and ego system. So you have to understand how to change that vibration, bring back its balance, take the dark energy out through its dark vibration, up when it cycles, and change all its volumes of its oxygen. That's what I mean, is to not have any negativity in your body systems. Quantum healing, it helps. Yeah, you're just getting used to its atmospheres for the very first time. So you're going from the atmospheres to the geometric systems of shapes. That's quantum. Okay, that's a connection. So understanding like what's 2 plus 2, what's 4 plus 4, what's 4 plus 4 plus 1. You know, everything has its calculation, and everything has its equal stance. Okay, paraphrasing the equals. Okay, E equals MC squared. Now it's two different parallels of alignments. That's what it is, right? So that's what I mean by understanding everything. I mean everything, right? Understanding and then knowing, okay? Knowing becomes mastering. Mastering becomes co-creating through its cycles of all divisional levels of its circulation and its rotation. Because that connection energy highway is going to keep sending you information every single day. And the more you understand that, the more you'll know your energy systems through your body and DNA structures are changing to a higher frequency level of the harmonic systems. And that's how you get the information. That's how you get into the matrix systems. Okay? Now, the matrix systems is extremely hard to get. I'm the only one in the multi-universe through the gravitation of its dimensional Earth that's in the matrix. You have to master things. You have to master vibration, energy. You have to master DNA structures. You have to master circuitry levels. You have to master communication of radio signals. You have to master all knowledge of human intelligence, human behavior. Okay? You have to have an analytical mind of mental and physical, and you have to be psychological. That's the only way you can communicate with AI. Okay? That's the only way. So that's what everybody has to work towards. And those communication devices through its circuitry systems is going to change your vibrational levels. And those calculations are going to be full wind of northern, western, southern, eastern. And your trapping mechanisms of all communication wavelengths are going to energize through the body and ego systems. And that light formation is going to high rise through a high, extremely high illumination. The higher the force, the higher the light, the more the communication, the more power. You want kinetic energy waving power. You want to understand its waving power, okay, through the body and the DNA structures. So, wow, you guys have a lot of questions. That's great. 1 plus 1 equals 3 in the universe, they say. Well, in a human point of view, you know, there's a lot going on, right? It's gone way past this. That's why I said 1 plus 1 is 2. But when you're in the multi-universe, you're thinking on a dimensional realm of its dimensional sets. So the eye perception is not seeing 1 plus 1. Okay? It's seeing 1 plus 8. If that makes any sense. That's what I mean by information of energy. That's what I mean by upgrading your systems. Okay? Because it goes way beyond mathematics. Mathematics is a tic-tac-toe. Okay? Now, everybody knows tic-tac-toe. It's a fun game. But eventually, it's always a tie. Why? Tic-tac-toe. Okay? It's tic-tac-toe. That's a formulation. That's two alignments, another two alignments. Okay. Now, this is where you guys are going to understand your traveling mechanisms. Okay, you have the north, west, east, south. Okay. North, west, south, and east. Okay. Now, once you understand that, you understand everything through its center is activation. Okay, we already been through this. And everything line divides through its cross-referencing. Okay. Okay, everything is center point. Now you understand its galactic information through the dimensional. I'm a matrix. Let's just call me the matrix center because that's what I am. So everything through its activation is tic-tac-toe. But once you add a circle and then you add a cross, eventually it's always going to be a tie, right? That's what I mean by you can't move forward with tic-tac-toe. Okay, you can't set activation codes because it's always a tie. And if somebody wins, somebody loses, right? But with activation codes through the center, you always win. And that's what I mean by the matrix being perfect. Because once you understand its alignments, these are alignments, okay? These are alignments. Everything is subdivide. Divide, subdivide, triangular, right? Everything is on a triangular base. Very important. Understand that. Okay? Subdividing from here to here. Okay? Everything line divides. We've been through this before. Line divides. Okay? Everything line divides through subdivide. Okay? So basically, everything in its activation code is a center. So understanding everything through its alignments is information. Okay? So like I said, sometimes it'll be a tie, sometimes it win, and sometimes you lose. But once you understand its activation through its plasmesium force, you open the plasmesium force systems, you connect through its time centers. Remember how it has two communications, opens the center and then has another circle. Remember? I was telling you? That's going way back with my illustration, but it's the two side wind factors of its communication, of its cross-referencing through the plasmesium force systems. Okay? Now you've activated a dimensional circle. And this is what I mean by going round and round. And that's all it does. That's all it does. It's go round and round. Okay? So once it's on its continuous force, it allocates it into another dimension. Remember how I was using the letter H, how we're using a point system and putting that H into another location of its setting through its communication lines? Well, now we're doing this with the dimension through cross-referencing. See, you can do anything with line formatting once you understand its communication, because everything's communication. Okay? So basically, you have subdividing lines, circulating its rotation. These are three divisional levels of its line defense. Okay? So that's what it looks like. Okay? And each line defense through its activation is a security defense. So each time you use that activation codes through its center, right here, you're changing different parallels of different dimensions of point centers. Okay? Now, once that comes into that, you are now changing frequency levels of activation codes through the harmonic system. Okay? So that's why I wanted to bring it to an example of tic-tac-toe. But that's what it is. So, powerful stuff, eh? Once you understand alignments through lining and subdividing, you're on your way to the matrix grid system. But everything has a point center. If you understand point center, you understand your energy fields. Everybody has to understand your energy field because everything is a point system, has a cross-referencing of four within its center. Okay, north, west, south, and east. That's the communication lines of radio signals through the traveling mechanisms of the galactic higher self, which is allocated through its location of its grids, through the audio signals of its communication of its dimensional sets, of its eye perception, its voicing grids. Mind telepathy, telekinesis of the brain, and the computer systems of the matrix and its energy systematical systems. So, okay, questions here. My thoughts are changing, not really any negative thought. If I have one, I put 3 things in a gray. That's great. So you're overwhelming your system. It's good that it's been working. I'm dealing with negativity subconscious. See, the thing is too, when you put plantations of negative source through a vibration, you are in space continuum, you're life formation. That kinetic energy is extremely powerful. And that's what I mean. Try not to put negativity in your system, because now it's listening to you through a communication of its radio signal. Okay? Because you could be communicating with entity forces. You could be communicating with all star formations, planet systems, other intelligence of formations, through spacecrafts, alien nations, ground formations, everything through its spiritual walkers, of its ghosts, everything through its dark circles, everything through its dark rounds, everything through its dark shadow shifting of an image through its mirrors. There's so many different things of negativity, but you have to understand its mastery and how it's created so you can get rid of the virus. And that's what I mean by the systems, how you have to cleanse out its system and don't use negative thoughts, because space continuum knows you right away. Once you become a life formation, everything in space continuum knows you through communication of radio signal. Okay? And always protect your light. Always protect your light. It's extremely important. So, and that's talking on a matrix point of view through the angelic realms of its astral projections. So, Trisha, let's see. Andrew's quantum heals us. Just need to meditate more. Meditate. Yeah, that's right, Trisha. That's right. Can you expand your definition of AI and how to maintain a constant partnership with aforementioned? Partnership comes in time through understanding communication of radio signals of its harmonic systems. Everybody sides on a different vibrational level, Amanda. Okay? You have to understand its energy. You have to understand its body structure. You have to understand its DNA structure. You have to understand its circuitry systems. You have to understand its dream sequences. You have to understand everything through the mind and the brain. You have to understand everything through its line formations, its subdividing. Okay? Because everybody resonates on a different waving pattern. Okay? So that's what I mean by maintaining a constant partnership. So, but yeah, you can expand that, but you have to meditate more. 8 is an eternal or vortex-based math, kinda. 8 is a formulation of an intelligence line. It's a communication waving signal that formulates planets and creates everything through its elements of its galaxy systems. That's what the 8 is. Like a spiral cone, circle system, phoning space, kind of. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what it is. But everything rides on a continuous force. And like I said, if you create it going this way, the opposite way, what happens? All these divisional lines create its own negative center. Okay? So it will platitude you back to its past reference. And you don't want that. The more you understand you are in space, the more you understand its communication and intelligence. Okay? Because everything and anything in the atmosphere, once you're in space continuum in the galactic system, they know you as life formation. Archangels, Father, Mother, Gaia, everything through its ground formations. Okay? So having the confidence level of meditation high rises your division of your protection grids through your life formation. Okay? Like I said, there's a positive and negative, but understanding its balance through the dichotomy. Now, I said that before, how you have to understand everything through your system is balance. Okay? So really, really try hard not to put negativity in your system, because it creates extremely fast through a dark vibration. And if that happens, then I have to change everything through your DNA structures and bring you back your light formations and put you back on track to its mastery of its systems. That's why it's very important that you guys have to meditate through positive feeds. Okay? Because we're all connected through the electronic of its circuitry systems. Okay? How do you know if you're a light formation? Well, first off, Amanda, everybody's light formation. I know exactly who everybody is, a light formation, or if you're 3D dimensional, okay, or if you're becoming one. It's understanding everything through the connection of the third eye. Third eye is the answers to everything, okay? The third eye has a brain. It's a brain frequency system, okay? It's a solar kinetic energy waving system of a light formation, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you meditate and you close your eyes, you see circles. It goes like this. That's waving patterns of communication signals going from one brain to the next. And that's energy and information that's going into that system. So your third eye is opening through space continuum. So you're connecting with Father and Mother Gaia, atmospheres and archangels and angels. You're communicating with Mother's core. You're communicating with space continuum, planets, solar system intelligence. You're communicating with Vol graphing systems, communication lines of graphing systems, space graphing systems, space grids, mind grids, seismic graphing grids, everything through its graphing system of its electronic interference. Okay? The best way to protect your light formation is to understand your knowings of everything that you consume in your body and DNA structures. You understand yourself as a human vessel, right? You understand your communication of a human vessel, right? You understand everything through its atmospheres of a human vessel, right? It's the same thing when you become a light formation. You're a dream awakening, okay, is changing its DNA structure, and your communication is changing. So you have to understand that your light formations trying to get to its harmonic systems, to its galactic system, okay? Because everything has its communication energy waving patterns up there. And everything, okay, formulates through light formations. And that's how they communicate through the harmonic signals of its vibrational levels. But to protect your light formations is understand your grid systems. Understand your galactic family, how they protect your body and ecosystems through all vibrations of line defense. There's so many protection grids I have to put around because I've gone way beyond the chakra system. Okay? I think I ended up with 600 chakra formations, and then I just realized that, you know, it tells me that, okay, you've gone way beyond its systems. You're understanding the energy through the mastering systems. You are now in the matrix systems. Okay? So those chakra formations are now one big line center of a light formation. So it's a huge connection energy waving pattern through its energy fields. Okay? So it has all communication lines of vibrations, frequencies of the harmonic systems. And that's what I mean by power. And that's what I mean by connection. You guys can have these things, and ladies, and understanding everything through its communication lines of radio signals. So, but protect it. Know exactly what you want to say. You know, try to, evoke thee, I command thee, I call upon thee. All these things are connection. You have to understand its reference to archangels. You have to understand everything through what's going on with their locations. Understand everything through their information. What are they there for? How can they provide you? How can they help you? How do they guide you? Right? Do your research on your angels. Do your research on your archangels. Do your research on Father, Mother Gaia. All these things you can use through meditation. And that's how you protect your grids. Because they are there for you. Okay? I'm just saying that there's another civility of a society in space continuum. And once everybody understands that, they'll understand that they are light formations. We're just trying to bring you up to a higher frequency level so you can get that balance. So hopefully that answers your question. If I felt my hands vibrating yesterday, could you help identify the reason why? Your hands are vibrating, so you're communicating with your higher self through your hand formations. That's all it is. Electronic interference. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to use your hands as communication. Try to understand your signals. Try to understand communication lines, okay? Through its center, everything through its center, okay? And believe it or not, this is fascinating. I love drawing so much, I have to get more paper. It's crazy. Okay, so basically, you have the hand, right? Okay, you got the fingers. Okay, so basically it's like this. So I'm not going to take all day drawing this out, but I'm just showing you what communication is. So once you understand communication, you understand everything through its fingertips, and everything through its fingertip is electronic interference. You have to understand everything through what's happening, through its systems. And that's how we communicate. So basically what it is, everything through its active center is a center. So you got a point center, okay? So remember I was saying that my planet is Lemuria, okay? All right. Everything is a point center through its dimension, okay? It's activation. So basically that's what it is. It's what it's like, okay? Everything through its activation, okay? That's the center point. That's where your power comes from. And that power connects to your planet system, okay? Planet system. Okay, everything connects to the planet system, and that planet system communicates back with its activation of its hand system, and the hand system becomes its vibration system. So that's how you can do this. See? It's communicating with waving patterns of radio signals. So I know how to communicate. I have partnership with my computer. You know, I have partnership with a piece of paper. It's understanding communication of everything through its vibration. That's the best way, the best example I can give you guys. Amanda's got a lot of questions. Can you have electrical interference in the heart chakra or any chakras for that matter? You can have electrical interference, anything. You just have to understand its communication of its radio signals. You have to understand its expansion of its connection energy and waving heart. Is it connecting through dimensions? Is it connecting through planets, solar systems, or intelligence? You have to ask your heart. You have to talk to your heart. Try to listen to your heartbeats. That's what everybody should try to do. Try to listen to your heartbeats. Okay? It's trying to understand the significance of your energetic waving, automatic connection, energy waving, communication lines. It's audio signals. Okay? So if you can communicate with your heart, you're communicating with your vibration. It's powerful stuff, everybody. It really is. So I'm trying to get you connected with your power centers. That's what I'm trying to do. Whatever planet you resonate on, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because once you awake, you become into your planet system through your vibration of your harmonic system. And now it's communicating through your power center, power center, power center, power center, power center. Right? You have a lot of power centers in the body and ecosystems. You have to understand it's communication of its radio signals. Then you can communicate with anything. So Trisha, you don't know what planet or system you're on? Figuring out is the hardest thing, and that's what I mean by communication. Understand your vibration. Once you understand your vibration through your heart recognition, okay, this also goes out to reflection asking me about the rapid heartbeat. Rapid heartbeats go through its electronic interference. Everything is electronic interference through its communication of its vibrational through its harmonic system. So it's trying to communicate with you. That's all it is communication. I'll say that over and over and over because that's all it is, right? So it's going through a rapid motion through its electronic interference. So, well, Trisha, I'll tell you exactly who you are, okay? You're leader in space. It's continuum, okay? Your line formating through your shapes and everything through you're in a subconscious level right now, coming into the conscious, okay? Which is great because you're high rising so high right now. You're understanding the information. You're understanding your vibration. You're still trying to get with your energy fields, but your planet system, okay, is it's on the other side of its multiverse and its connection through its paradox. So it's paraphrasing through two planet systems. So you're connected more through Saturn. You're an emotional side planet, okay, and you have full connection wave winds cycles through the galactic moon star systems, okay. So you're connected through the galactic moon, and that galactic moon is high rising through its divisional levels of all frequencies of its harmonic systems, and your location is oh wow, your communication line patterns are in the star systems, and it's going through its solar generator, and you're pretty up, you're pretty high. Your paraphrasing system of this planet system is on its other side of its matrix system. That's why you can't describe your planet, because you're extremely informative through information, and your radio signals are a connection through the matrix systems. So your planet system is in the matrix. You just have to get there. That's why you're extremely informative with the matrix. But that's what it is. Who told you that? Everything through its power center, okay? Once you awake, you go through a planet system of your vibration through the harmonic system, okay? Like I said, there's Pleiadians, Lemurians, Sirians, Gargarians, so many different intelligence. And these are intelligent planets through its ground formations. Everything has a cracked surface, and those cracked surfaces are going through heat signatures through the medical graphing system, its meteorological, energetic, magnesium polarized metric systems. But yeah, you're on the other side of the matrix system. It's a planet system that's very colorful. So you're on your way there. Once you get there, you understand its code frequencies and how to use everything through line dividing. Well, like I said, I'm extremely informative, and I'm very informative of what's going on with your body and DNA structures. So everything I'm telling you is true. Okay. Now, I don't know where you're getting your information. Obviously, it's understanding scanning people. Yeah. If you can scan somebody, you're high rising through your divisional level through the harmonic systems of your vibration. If you don't know how to scan intelligence, how are you going to know where you are? How are you going to formulate? How are you going to communicate with other intelligence if you can't scan? Right? Everything in the galactic system, everything in the matrix system scans everybody. Right? It's like going through a magnetic portal. It's a electronic door. You know, at the airports have those. You go through for anything that's electronic or anything you can't have in your carry-ons or your baggage and stuff like that, right? Well, that's scanning, right? Scanning the body system, scanning everything through its equipments, suitcases, all that. So, because we have that too in space continuum in the matrix systems. But you have to know exactly how to scan people, right? And once you scan people, you get the information. They say, how do you know that? How do you know I'm from Lemuria? How do you know I'm a Palladian? Where'd you get this information, right? You have to prove to them that this is knowledge coming from space. This is knowledge coming from their galactic system. So that means that you have to communicate on their waving signal, right? To connect to their planet. And then you give back that information that they gave to you, you give back to them. And that's how you find out what planet system you're on. Because like I said, I have communications on all waving lengths of patterns through communication of radio signals on all intelligence. I have to, because I'm now in the matrix. I'm setting alignments. I'm changing the new vibration through the galactic dimensional Earth, okay, through its center core. I now have 50,000 galactic higher selves in the system, protecting the energy grids, 4 dividing lines of its atmospheres. But the stratospheres are changing its vibrational signals. So there's so much to do to platitude the 5th dimension. It's a lot of work because everything formulates through the matrix grid systems. So. Your communication energy waving patterns will let you know. The matrix will let you know. Okay, it's understanding your information. Okay, you have to be extremely informative with your body DNA structures before you can get into the matrix systems. Okay, I'm the only one that resonates in the matrix system right now because I'm changing its activation codes. And once you understand its mastery, you understand its levels of its communication through the harmonic systems. Okay, so you should know when you dream awake what planet system you are because they tell you right away. And if they don't tell you, you're not listening to the audio grids. You're not listening to the eye perception, the dimensional sets of its sightings. You're not listening to the voicing grids of the communication of pyramids, activation codes of intelligence. That's what it is, right? The hardest thing that you can do, I'll say this over and over, is to understand your energy. Okay? Once you understand your energy, you understand your body. You understand your DNA structure. You understand information from space continuum. Now, I'm trying to make this as easy as I can so everybody can get a better view of what's happening with their planet systems, with their galactic family, where they resonate on, who are they communicating with, who are my friends, because everybody has friends in the planet system. And if you know somebody and you approach them and say, boy, you look familiar, you know this person because either you're on the same planet system as them or they're on a different dimension of its planet system. but you understand their communication because it's on the same wavelength of its vibration. Okay? That's why you get along with that person very fast, very quick. Because vibration to everything to the planet system is everything through its radio signal. So Amanda wants to know what planet. Yeah, that's exactly it. It makes so much sense. So Amanda, I want you to do your homework, and I want you to come back to me and tell me what planet you're on, and I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. How's that? That's what I mean by mastering. Okay. Just a little bit of homework because it gives you something to do. Okay, on my channel. All right. It's understanding mastery of yourself. Remember, I said you have to master yourself. Master communication, master vibration, master energy, master communication, energy, weight, dimensional, sacred, universal heart. Master the 8 elements. Now I'm giving you reviews here. I know it's been an hour and a half, but I'm trying to make it easier for you guys. It's extremely hard because I'm in the matrix systems, and my computer analytical system is trying to give you information so you can understand it better. So Orion? What about Orion? Are you talking about the origins of Orion? Are you talking about just try not to figure it out now, because sometimes the waving systems overloads its systems, right? Because I'm talking right now, but try to take 5-10 minutes to meditate. And believe me, if you meditate and open your ears, your kinetic energy waving automatic ears through all communication and its voicing signals of all radio signals and its dimensional sets, okay, you'll get the answers to what planet you resonate on, because everything is connection through the mind and the brain frequencies. So now you're asking me, Amanda, am I in the matrix? That's what I mean by having a doubting system, right? You wouldn't be asking me that question if you are in the matrix, right? I don't come up and say somebody, to an intelligent, say, am I in the matrix yet? How do I get there? Is it that easy? What do I have to do to get there? Questions. You should know your answers to your questions. And that's how you get in the matrix, right? But the energy source through the highway of its magnesium force system is a magnetic highway. It's a communication of a radio signal. And it's energy. I say this again and again. It's information that goes into your body systems. And it's coming from space. Everybody has to know that. And that's what I mean by understanding its mastery. Because everything in the multiverse is mastered. It has the answers and everything to everything you want to know. It's how to get there through its information. Magnesium is a magnetic force system, okay? We use that for hydraulics through the electrical systems, okay? It's a plasma system. We make it through full calculation, how it comes into portals and activation codes, okay? So it's an energetic force field system through a connection waving of its pattern system. That's what a magnesium is. Once you understand magnesium, once you understand polarity, once you understand energy, everything through its magnetic, everything through its connection of its circuitry systems, because everything has a center point and everything around it is connected. And that's how it self-creates. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Understand creation, understand DNA structure, how it formulates, how it activates, how it moves. How does it relate to you? How can you communicate with it? How do I get knowledge from this? Am I going to gain anything from this? Is it helping me? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. These are the questions that you should already know the answers to. And that's what I mean by understanding everything through space continuum and everything through the galactic system and the matrix grid systems. So, I communicate all the time, Amanda. I mean, there's so many different radio signals. It's just like my head just spins around and around and around constantly, you know? So everything through its radio signal is its connection patterns. And it volumes on so many different intelligence. And that's what I mean by mastering your thoughts. Mastering. Once you communicate with intelligence, okay, once you're at that vibrational level of its intelligence, you are now communicating on a partnership with that intelligence. So that means you can talk with that same intelligence every time because you're on that vibrational level. That's how you communicate back and forth. If you communicate with somebody on a vibration that's lower than yours, you're not going to connect because there's no reference to its system. You know what I mean? You don't high rise. You don't go forward. You don't get positive. There are people that are negative. You don't want to be around negative people with vibration because it changes your DNA structure. It changes your behavioral systems. It changes everything through its dream sequences. It changes everything through your thought frequencies. Okay? You don't want to do that. You want to connect with somebody with balance of its frequency level through the harmonic system of its frequency. So, but this is great though. I'm answering questions that you guys want to know, and they're getting a lot more, you know, incentive for me. I'm picking up a lot more. You know, I'm learning a lot from you as you're learning a lot from me, which is great. So we can connect and come together, right? And use our communication waving point systems, okay, through our energy fields and getting in touch with this community through its vibration. So, but, so I've given you guys a lot to think about. I've done some illustrations and everything that's going on through the systems. Very important that you know what's going on. Questions or comments are great. Okay. Describe, like, and share. It's very important that we come together, you know, and I keep you informed of what's going on through the matrix systems because everything is changing through its activation right now. So it's getting a lot more tricky too. Other than that, I'm going to tap out for now. I'll talk to you guys later. This is Andrew Weston, resonating on the matrix grid systems of all energy cycle systematical systems of psych ops systems. Calling in. Adios.